I do have one more question before we go.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Feel
Did,
free.
did they ever solve how those people got
No.
shot at
Okay.
the White Sox game?
No. I just read an article. So I keep a Tribune digital subscription because I do
Wow.
like traditional articles because I'm fucking old.
Yeah.
And they literally had an article last week on how the case may never be solved. That they can that what the biggest issue with it is the lawyer who was hired by the gunt that hid the gun apparently
Allegedly.
allegedly they've gone like fucking ghosting, right? They've disappeared like they're not saying anything anymore.
Well, that's the legal side of it. There's a criminal side of this. If there's
No,
guns,
I know, and the
so
cops, because I think there's pressure from
that's
Reinsdorf and the White
that's where I was
Sox,
gonna go with this.
yes, to not say that a gun made it into the
Oh
stadium.
my god, this can't be true.
It
That
is 100% true,
he
man.
can't have that kind of
This is
power.
my hardball deep throat on this investigation based on what I've read and what I've
Woodward and
determined by
Bernstein
every
over here.
that Reinsdorf and Brandon Johnson, for whatever reason, our new mayor here, have kowtowed with the not temporary, the what's the bridge between a real police chief or whatever, temporary police chief have kowtowed to the pressure from the White Sox organization to just be like, it's a mystery.
See, I would think that Reinsdorf would want that solved 100%, so he could reassure fans that it's not dangerous to go to White Sox games. You think one way or the other, if it was a crazy random shot from outside of the stadium, maybe up to a mile away, maybe that is disturbing if that's the truth.
That's true. That's also, there's no good. By the way,
Right, but
when you heard what you just said, you realize there's
crazy.
no good storyline here.
The
It's
and then
almost better that
if someone did bring in a gun somehow, they can just up security and get, like we talked about at the time, get modern security devices at your gates instead of the old metal detectors, which are easily to thwart, like organizations like the Cubs have, that they detect gunpowder. They don't worry about
not just the
metal.
Cubs, all the fucking concert venues. I just walked
Exactly,
through. I
exactly.
walked through one a few nights ago at the Riviera. Robin and I went and saw Slow Dive. That's the exact thing I walked through. I didn't have to take anything out of my fucking
Yeah,
pocket.
it's better for fans, it's better for safety, it's better for everything. It's just they haven't spent the money on it, which is just
Yeah,
sad. But
you fucking cheap bastard.
I'm
I
not a
mean,
crime show. I know crime shows are like the most popular thing on TV besides the NFL, but do you watch any of those, like unsolved mysteries or
I don't want.
CSI or
I don't want. I do watch like true crime, like
okay.
maybe like a
So
series on an Apple Plus
you're
or
more
Netflix.
then you're more educated on this than I am, but I'm just looking at this as an amateur.
Okay,
Just at this case,
an
there
amateur.
are hundreds of witnesses in the stands. There were two wounds on two individuals where can't you automatically determine trajectory once you have two wounds? You know the position of those two people, draw a straight line between those two wounds, and you know where the gunshot came from if it came from outside. You have video evidence. I've seen the video. I can't believe there isn't photographic evidence
The video.
beyond
I
the
will.
hundreds of witnesses that were sitting right there when it happened. Most unsolved mysteries, from what I can tell, there's no witnesses. Nobody saw what happened. Nobody heard what happened. You can't solve it because no one was there. You don't know
Well,
what's going on.
No one heard what happened. That's 100%
Well,
true.
then that leads to the outside bullet theory, which how can they
Exactly.
not? Well, just solve this. This is solvable. So you're back to your point where the truth is being squashed by somebody because there's no way they couldn't figure this out. This seems too obvious.
Here's what I'll tell you, and I've watched that video multiple times. It is the weirdest fucking video for and I'll whatever. It will say alleged gunshot going off in the park. The only people that react to it are the two wounded individuals, right?
Yeah.
everyone else is just sitting there like nothing fucking is going on. And then they signal to security.
Yeah.
Two people who were interviewed who were season ticket holders right by them were like, we didn't even know what was happening.
Yeah. I mean, that should be all the evidence they need to point them in the right direction, at least. Like,
Yeah.
how could this not be solved?
Word Hole Media.